Ooh, I almost thought I wasn't gonna have sound. Hey, hey, what's going on? It's actually a pretty cold day here in Texas, and I am decided to game early. How are you? I feel better, but I'm still grieving. I'm just doing, actually, I figured out that maybe I'm not depressed. It's just called grief, you know? It's just sadness in the loss, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. You can't erase it. You just have to face it head on. And every day is a different day, meaning every day I feel different. And today I feel okay, but I just don't have the energy to do very much outside of the priorities that I need to get done. But last night was something different. I actually went to bed stop doing that miracle. Falling asleep reading a book. I read a book until I was so tired, and I didn't watch TV. I was so proud of myself. I did feel like it took me a while to get to sleep, but I didn't turn the TV on, which is really cool, actually. I was really happy about that. Okay, we got reload here. Okay, I didn't think I would get that, but I'm glad I did. Okay. Okay, I need to get some health. Did not think I would get that. Got some stuff in the wrong place. Oh crap. get all my tools back. Hey, Doug, you want a game? You ready? You ready, Mr. Dougie boy? Like I said, I hate having to come back, bro. Behind you, Dee Dee. Okay. No minis, though. We don't have no minis. Go, 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 go. Going out to eat. Going out to eat! What? What? Maybe I should go out to eat too. I'm in a circle. I'm going to sit still. I just made myself a coffee that came out just like what I could get at Starbucks, bro. Oh, shoot. We got to go. Go. Oh, crap. That's a gun. Need that. Oh, wrong gun, man. Not that it's wrong, but I don't have a shotgun now. Crap. Go, go. Stay. Oh, get out of there! Dang, second place. I didn't realize that was it, man. Dang, that was good stuff. Woo! Now I'm going to play a couple games and relax and maybe read a little bit, try to change some habits of mine. It is possible it's earlier in the day. I don't have to, like, beat myself up. I could do something if I wanted to, you know, like, it's sunny, but it's super chilly. If you're cold, I think it's just my mind. I think what I'm going through is just in my mind and my heart. So I think I'll recover. I'm just doing what my body says it wants to do. And it's true, like, I don't need to stay home, you know. I can grab myself and go do something. I got up, I did the dogs, washed Miracle, washed Saki. She had her cough late last night again. So I got up and changed the blanket that she's laying on. I gave her pudding before bed to see if it could avoid the cough altogether. And that way she had, like, not pudding but yogurt. And she still at some point woke up and was coughing a little bit, like while I was reading my book. And so then I got up and I said, okay, I'm going to just change the blanket she's on. And who are you going to dinner with, by the way? Oh, wait, what's going on here? What? Relocating. Look at this. What the? 2 reboots. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There goes a storm. What? Faith! Faith! Huh? Let's just see what happens here. Faith! Because I was talking about Saki, you know. This has never happened. It does say relocating down at the bottom right of my screen, though. But I'm still able to see people dying. I'm surprised if it doesn't crash here in a minute. See where I'm at down at the bottom of the screen? My mom, aww. You're going out to eat. Talk to you later. I thought you were going to talk to me later. Don't be does your mom know who I am? Oh, look, the storm again? The storm's coming again. This is crazy. Faith, I miss you! Faith! David! Mom. You know how, see? I forget so quickly how every time I came to game after my mom died, everything would always be pink. Notice how it has not been that way in a long time. But it was that way for a couple months. Every time I gamed for at least a couple months. Man. Okay, well, this is interesting. Yes, I talk about you, Dee Dee. Aww. Well, tell her I said hello. Dad's not going? Just you and Mom? What the heck? I can build? This is too much. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try to leave the party here. I can't leave the party, bro. I don't know. Everyone knows who you are? That's crazy. Thank you. KG, what's up? Do you see this glitch? Look, this is crazy, bro. I gotta think about. I never have to leave, so I don't even really know how to do it, like, off the top of my head. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, that's not. We're not trying. That's not here. This button. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. KG's back for day 2 in a row. You know, I got these apps like crypto, and if I go back every day in a row, it gives me bonus stars like diamonds. More cred gained. You got cred. Backpack of cred. Oh. I would like another dog since I had to wait right there. You know what I mean? I would like another dog here. Mom said hi. Where are you guys eating? You guys are eating right now? Hey, listen, you can hang out with me all the time on lives. You hang out with your mom, like, put the phone down. Be respectful, Mr. Dougie boy. Anyways, Dad's not out. KG, what are you up to today? I don't have my face on right now. That's okay, right? I guess I'm better in case something happens and you have to look back at this. I think I look all right. Laugh out loud. I look normal. I'm bundled up. I got my dress on and my I got this fleece zipper front at Kohl's. A really long, like, robe kind of thing, but it's a zipper front. I was gonna wear it like sleepwear when it's cold, but it makes my entire body itchy. All the seams inside and the zipper created like a rash. This was a couple years ago. So I have it right here around my feet and everything as a blanket for my legs. Because Doug was telling me about this podcast where this lady's talking about, with that gun you have to load every time. That sucks. Oh, okay. Okay, I was out of ammo. Doug was telling me about this podcast, which he was like, I know this is weird, and so this is what it sounds like, Doug. Oh, wait, it's happening again, you guys. Okay, hold on. Faith! What does this symbolize? Will return. What? What does this symbolize? Take note, this stuff doesn't happen very often. Relocating. Oh, am I supposed to move? Am I supposed to move? We are in a realm. If there are any answers to questions in your mind that you would like to know, this would be the time to share them. Faith, are you there? God, are you there? Faith in God, Mom, David. Faith, since Faith just left us. Faith, Faith, Faith. This always happens, you guys. Right after someone passes, my Fortnite is like this place to communicate with them. Faith, can you please help Saki live longer? Faith, are you listening? Please help Saki live longer. Okay, Angel? Angel is listening. Faith, will you please help Saki live longer? Will you please give her strength to live longer? Amen. Thank you, Lord Jesus. This would only happen to you, and twice in a row. Come on now. I know. I'm telling you, I went and exited. Like I love it how this is the main reason I go live, is because you would not believe me if I told you. Okay, let's try this again. Leave the match and okay, it could be David too, because David's a repeat kind of guy. Leave the match and return to the lobby. Okay, let's try this again, okay? Weird! But the thing is like Faith is so quiet and innocent, where David would be like flickering the screen, right? Okay. Let's try this again. Miracle, what you just dragging your butt over there for, girl? I need to give you a bath is what I need to give you. So today I already bathed Miracle and Saki, and you need eye drops. Man, I cannot settle down. Hold on a minute. Let's see if this even works. Hello? Hello? That's 3 times in a row, bro. 3. It could have been 2. 2's the new number for me. But, but like, this is gonna help. This is not gonna help anything. Wait, what the, hold on, why? This is not something I can't control this. Hey! Is it because I'm supposed to go out to dinner or lunch or something like that? I should not be gaming right now. I should be hanging out with like my dad or, huh? Hello? Can I get an answer? Okay, I can't tell what's going on here. Okay, whew, let's just take in the moment. Let's just. Has this happened to you guys at all? Has this exact scene happened to you? Huh? Has it? I'd like to know. I made myself espresso, an iced. I forgot what kind of sugar I used, but what kind of macadamia nut syrup? Iced macadamia nut latte. Ooh, it came out pretty dang good too. Wow, this is crazy right here. Okay, so MP was on 15 hours ago. Were we all on? Pummel was on 15, so we gained 15 hours ago, you guys. Okay, I am at a loss of words. Let's go to lobby. This is crazy. KG, I'm so glad to see you again 2 days in a row. Listen, you're not allowed to leave the bed. If I were you, I would stop. I would quit work and I would stay in bed, bro. You're not allowed to do anything until you have your baby. So that's 9 months. Just I can teach you how to edit. It doesn't show your health either. Does that mean if you hang out long enough that you're gonna win? Oh! Oh! Should we try reload one more time just for... It's a 20-minute wait. Nah, it's not worth it, man. That's crazy. Battle Royale. Okay, we're going into a whole nother game. Let's just... This should not have a problem. We should not have a problem here. Because now that the regular Battle Royale is kind of really slow to me, I like the fact that if I die, I die, and when I die, I don't have to, like, I won't come back, obviously, but I don't have to lose all, if I get low, I don't have to lose all my tools that I already found, you know, so, but with that in mind, what I might do is actually play hard, so that means, like, just, instead of, like, running around looting a lot, of what I'll do is just play really hard and see if I can survive. Like, test myself in the survival, you know. Anyways, did Doug tell us where he was eating at right now? And since someone is out there, and I'm not talking to myself right now, I have to say, after watching a lot of Law and Crime, I've been watching a lot of Law and Crime over the last 2 years, and I got it on YouTube, and I gotta say, as I watch, like, the Epstein files unfold, the P. Diddy stuff, and even all the, just the regular household, you know, deaths, unaliving, and stuff like that, I do have to say that I feel like being a recluse, or kind of just spending more time at home, editing, or being with my dogs, and going live, and just less... Like, no partying, right? There's not a lot of partying. There's not a lot of drinking. There's not a lot of going out and partying. There's none of that, right? And I gotta say, I feel like I have kept myself really safe from the world, because the way I see it, I mean, I don't know if you guys can agree, but it's like, wow, I'm really glad like those realtor guys in Florida, what they did to all those women. Yeah, I could easily have been in many of those types of situations, because, like, outside of having dogs, I'm kind of single, you know, and I could do anything. I'm a realtor too, and I could relate to that real estate kind of mentality, or the type of, what is it called, when, networking and stuff like that. But I honestly feel like, does anybody else see it like I do? I know some of you guys are married and all that, so you wouldn't see it like me at all right now. But you guys can figuratively see, like, yeah, you know, if you were out there doing, trying to have a life, how dangerous it is these days. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know how dangerous it is just to go out and try to have a good time, or enjoy yourself, or meet new people? It's actually pretty dangerous, dude. You know? Okay, I got 2 guns, so I could do something. Okay, I like bombs. Does anybody also go out of their way when they're gaming Fortnite? They can kind of imagine if something were to happen in the public, would you? You know how to like duck, right? You know how to like duck and dodge, and kind of be aware of your surroundings now. Is this teaching you guys anything? Being a, you know? Oh, I got that guy. Dang! How come we can all see each other? That's why I got that guy. I didn't think that gun was that good. Cracked that guy doing it like that. Ooh, dang! I'm making all this noise, bro. KG says, it's scary out there in the dating world. MP! Do you happen to feel like gaming right now? I know it's kind of early. I actually felt like I didn't want to game really late tonight. And I know you just got here, but what I was telling. Oh, those people have to come towards me, bro. What? Oh, you missed the glitch and everything, man. MP might have missed the glitch. I mean. As soon as Doug said that he was out going to ooh, someone right here. I died then. I don't want to report anything if the buttons are in the wrong place. Okay. Hold on, I have to go use the restroom. It's actually super duper chilly, you know. As soon as Doug said that he was going out to lunch or whatever with his mom or anybody, it made me actually spark an interest to actually go do something that I haven't had that interest at all since Faith passed. And even 2 weeks, all that hospice care with Faith, I haven't felt like I don't want to do nothing, you know. And hold on, I'll be right back. I need this later. Door. Okay, here we go. It's a triangle. It's a triangle. Rectangle. Triangle. Panels. Ooh, no, I like them Scooby snacks better now. And I do the med kit. Yeah, footsteps. Dang! Gone like that, bro. Dang! It's like, man, I really want all this stuff. So, KG, what are you up to now? What I mean is, like, what's the plan, you know? gotta handle my bomb situation right. I gotta go the other direction, dude. That's weird. Just take it easy. I have my first ultrasound on Friday, and then that was perfect. Then we reschedule the procedure I'll need to get done for my cervix. What What procedure? Huh? What? You gotta do all that before you have the baby? Man, this is too much for me, dude. Oh man, that thing will take over everybody, bro. I guess we do this thing and take over. Excuse me. Do that instead of the sniper, I suppose. Anything obstructive that you have to do down there, whatever can wait, try to make it wait, because that's, you know, anything you're kind of messing around down there before everything gets real nice and strong is the problem, don't you think? I don't know. I don't know anything about anything, though, because haven't been by your side as all this has transpired. So just do what you need to do, and, you know, everybody, all of us will pray that, because we know you want to have a baby, you know, we know you want to have another baby. But I just don't want you to keep doing things that will hurt you, you know, that will break your heart over and over and over. Why didn't, see, that's what I would do. Like, why didn't that person go ahead and, why wouldn't that person go ahead and, use their thing, use their electricity thing? That's the same thing I do, is, I have it and I forget to use it. Has it, right? You're not going to win, man. It's gonna take over. Yes, before the baby, it's called a cervical cerclage, and it's a stitch to keep your cervix from opening prematurely. It's not something you could have had done first. Like, get all the stitching done, and then, oh, I guess, hold on a minute. That might be a little painful. Well, it's gonna be painful either way, but what I mean is, like, watching, Doug, but when you swim in the water like that, that's how it gets you. It just... Oh, that guy has some kind of bomb. When you swim in the water like that, what it does is hold you back sometimes. Oh, somebody has that stick over there. Or is that where the stick's at? The stick is going to make all these, Go, Dee. Can you not run faster, dude? I got on the mushroom sidetrack. Motivation now to go do something. I actually feel like just leaving. I wish I could leave for a few hours. I can't, you know. I really need to go ahead and get going and feed the dog, but this guy's eating all my stuff, man. I don't like it. Yeah, I feel motivated to go do something now. Just all he had to do was say, I'm going to have out to eat. And I was like, oh, I could also go out to eat, you know? Like, I don't know why. It was so weird. Because I have not felt like that at all. Like everything has been like based around faith in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. What I mean is like in my mind, even if I was gonna grab something, it wasn't like I was like I can't. I would rather have it delivered so I can be home next to faith. Does that make sense? And now my mind the other night switched to Saki. It literally was like whoop, over to Saki, thinking the same thing. Like I don't even want to go live on my other channel. I'm just like broken, you know? And then just to see Saki starting to cough and stuff, it's like, oh gosh, I need to be recording all these moments just like I kicked in with Faith. I mean, and I don't really want to do that. I don't want to lose her right now, you know? Like, well, we don't want a lot of things, don't we? But when you can see it actively happening, it can really cut you, you know, it can really bring you down. But the other day I was gaming early in the day because I was really depressed, and I don't feel like that depressed today, but I also don't feel the motivation to do very much for myself, you know? Everything that's driving me is around the dogs. Like cooking today, I've been feeding Saki extra protein because she was only on egg whites and broccoli for like 3 months or so. And I was like, okay, because I needed to find out why her skin's peeling and yellow and she's licking herself to there's like little sores. Like, why are we having a problem? You know, still after like months. So I was like, immediately had taken her off of any turkey and all that. She was eating turkey and broccoli, so the only like real turkey. So the only protein I had to take her off of, she wasn't on kibble, but it didn't mean she didn't sneak kibble. What are these guys doing here? Should I even mess with that? Well, I don't know what those guys are doing right there. The only thing that would is motivating to me is like making sure my dogs have everything they need. Wonder why that one thing that I just sprayed right now, the fog, it didn't last once I started pickaxing, it didn't last. Oh, why did everything show up now like that? Oh, I got that already like that, like right off, I got that. Okay. Oh, what the heck's going on out there? Getting caught up on everything. Hey, those Scooby snacks are everywhere at this point. Look at them, like, look at all these chests that we can see like that. Oh, okay, I need that. There was a time where I would be hiding in that bush back there, like as my gig, you know. Oh, I could run up the wall like that. That's crazy. this is a sniper looking one. Want to take a ride? Someone's already been on here because the chests are all open. With the palm trees. Hey, so when I came into this game, it wasn't glitching. There's been a lot of birds in this game lately. I just saw some like take off right there too. That was a crazy glitch and 3 times in a row, right? Yeah. Oh. Killed them both, didn't I? Yup. Oh, those are all rifts. That's pretty cool. How did he do that? Oh, he knew how to pilot. Oh shoot. He knew how to pilot that. The backpack thing that I have. He did a swirly swirl and came back down. How come he has that? right now, KG. Gave you the time to hang out today, this early. What is that? Let's go check it out. Let's see if we can find it. Does somebody have it, or hold on, or does that mean I'll have it? Stick of truth has been claimed. Ah, someone claimed it. Someone trying to shoot me, bro. I got him both shots, man. That stick of truth thing is no joke, dude. Now I gotta figure that out. Oh, the stick of truth. Is that bad guy running? That's what it is when the stick of truth is there. Then you gotta follow that thing. So if you follow that thing, then when the storm closes in, I think that means, oh yeah, I'm going towards it right now. Because he had the jumping skills, man. I think that guy has a stick of truth. This guy right here. What could I have done differently? I could have built a wall and stuff, bro. Could have built something. Why? So he had that machine. Why didn't he use it on me, you know? Alright, I think this is my last game. And I don't know if I'll come back tonight or not. Maybe I will. But I also feel like I'm going to do something different today. So Saki can lay over here and sleep, right? For like 2 hours now. She can lay over here and sleep and not cough. Isn't that crazy? But when we go to the bedroom, that's why last night I went ahead and moved this one blanket. It's a newer blanket. It is furry, but it's been washed. But still, I was like, maybe it's a new blanket. I bought it, to start a new memory. I bought a different blanket at Hobby Lobby when they were on sale, but I just kept it in the garage until, in the bag, you know, I just kept it in there until Faith passed. And, I have certain blankets that have certain memories, and so I wanted to start fresh, you know, in the bedroom, next to me. So I had these 2 blankets I bought. When they were on sale, 50% off. They were $7 each, because I go through blankets a lot with the dogs. And I washed them. We've used them before. Right after Faith passed, I kind of moved the blankets that we had, all those rainbow ones. I moved those in the living room, and I replaced the ones in the bed and around the bed. to give Brownie his own space, like right next to me, and because now Brownie has been following me around, so I was like, this is a good opportunity to wash all those blankets and also get him where he feels like this is my spot, you know? And it really it threw me off in the sense of like, if it was once I changed that bedding or that blanket, took it out of the equation, she stopped coughing. I don't. It happened last night, but I'm like, is that just a glitch, or is it really because of that blanket? So we'll find out. But like right now, see how I had my pickaxe in my hand and it went straight to the gun? I don't know why I did that. I was pickaxing and it just flipped over to my gun. Like, that's some weird stuff right there. That's never really happened before. Okay. Why don't we play a little hard? Let's just go. I say that if I die fast, then I'm going to play another game probably. Let's go hard. Let's get in here and just go to the buildings and the hot spots and try to, like, I don't know, get some kills. Like that. Oh, that's not far enough. Someone's back here shooting at me. Oh, man, because I ran out of ammo. Son of a crap hole. Okay. See, I'm not going to want to stop if I play like that. All right, let's go back in there. She just died. So those old videos of you and David first learning to play Fortnite, are they on this channel or on the MYG channel? They're actually, MYG no longer exists. He actually changed it to some other name, and either none of those videos are on that channel. That channel's no longer, it's just called something different, like Almond, Silky Almond. But I have a lot of those videos on My Favorite Groomer Shorts under the live tab, and way back. If you go back, you can watch those. And I actually am going to, at some point, put them on this channel. The ones I have on this particular computer, I'm going to put them on this channel and start loading them so we can watch them again. I don't have... I'm praying to cross my fingers because I've never been able to watch all of them, but I do know that a lot of them... I wonder if he live streamed all of them and saved them and let them save on top of the desktop of the this computer that's mine, right? Not from, like... I'm not sure which dates they are, but I feel like no wonder that computer was getting full, was because he would just load them onto the desktop and literally like not save them anywhere else. And so then what happens is that the hard drive, the desktop, everything's full then, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, no wonder everything was full, because this fool was putting them on everything on the hard drive, I mean, does that make sense? I don't mean the hard drive. Okay, hold on, I need to get this chest. Oh, shoot, dude. think fast, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's think. We need to do a watch party live one day and rewatch some of the old lives. They were so funny. I know. We definitely do. But that means you need to show up more often because I'll be honest with you, if I do something like that and you're not even around, like what the heck, man? Because the live watch party means people have to show up, you know what I mean? Okay, I gotta get out of here. Ooh, this looks very military. Ooh, someone died right here. Take all that. Thank you very much. Maybe you show up usually just like at the right time. But I actually thought I would see you sooner because Faith did pass away last week, you know. I figured you would chime in on that. I couldn't remember if I saw you on the My Favorite Groomer lives when that was happening, you know, my last moments with Faith, stuff like that. I thought I might see you, you know. I was surprised it was, I'm not mad or anything like that, don't get me wrong. I was just surprised it took a little while. But I was going to say maybe you do kind of read the title or... But if it was like, I would have showed up a little earlier, so maybe you're not reading the title. I'm not really sure how you gauge to join the, how you gauge to come, you know, come through. I wonder how you gauge to come through, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. What it has to do with decision making wise is like, do you get like a free moment, you're like, hey, let me catch up, or do you happen to actually glance at the title and you're like, oh, you know, I better, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder how you gauge to come out. Some people, I would imagine, I guess it's our routine, like, I believe you've been there for some tough moments for me, but like MP, you know, she's almost there every single, almost a lot of nights, every single night, you know. And again, this is just true. When you have a friendship, you know, you have to not show up here. You just have to be present, you know, when you want a friendship and you want to feed that friendship. So it could just be like, sometimes we're just too busy, and sometimes, and dang, I got some gold guns out of this lot. Sometimes we're too busy, but we have to make time if we're too busy. Even if it's like Cookie Puppy, sometimes it's like, nothing is like it was before, you know, nothing is exactly like it was before, like 9 hours a night, that kind of thing. All day grooming, and then at night, like 6, 7, 8 hours a night. It's not the same. And then also, if you look in between the time when David would give us 6, 7 hours a night, there would be a good 2 months where he was nowhere around, right? So if you didn't read between the lines, it would be hard to it would be hard to like understand what was really happening and how much forgiveness I had to really how much forgiveness I had to utilize just to get me through the times where he was like not around, right? If you go back, then you can kind of see it like, dang, where was he for 6 months? Or, wow, his computer broke? Was that really why? You know, there was a lot of hurt and pain in that relationship that no one really knew about, and that's okay. I'm not trying to make it bad now, but it was bad then, you know. I'm just saying what the facts are. But when it comes to, it's like, we're not just always there for the fun. We're there for everything as a friend. Because a lot of the things that you say or you're here for, it means a lot to me, you know. And I know you care about me. But it does make me wonder, like, how you decide to pick and choose which lives to join us in. It's like one every 6 months, and then it'll be the most important, the most hardest ones, I guess. You know what I mean? But yeah, so because everybody, even Doug, you know, we were talking about everything Doug's going through in his family too. You know, we all have things we go through. Was that a camera in there? Hold on. Look, there's a camera in there. Show. So on both parts is that we're there for. Oh. OMG. I'm freaking out right now. Okay. I'm under here. I'm good. I just reload everything. Does that person know I'm under here? I would catch them after you weren't live anymore. One of my clients was in hospice, so I was on call and working ridiculous hours throughout the day and night. Wow. Yeah, everybody has a lot of things going on, always. I did my things live, you know. Hospice care with faith was live, you know. Purple's better than... Okay. Purple's better than... Okay, I'm in circle. Okay, I have bad heals. Oh, what happened to my popcorn, you know what I'm saying? Is that okay? Sure. Dang, how come he took forever to kill, man? That's why I did that jump. Thank goodness I did the jump, bro. Shoo. Sit down here and break. Take a break. Oh. Stick of truth. Let's see where this guy's at. So the stick of truth has been claimed. get us ready here. I'm 500 on everything, see? Dang, look at all this. Let's see what we got going on over here. I'm full on everything, dude. Yeah, I'm full on everything. I don't know why I want to steal loot, bro. It's gonna get me caught dead if I keep. Oh, really? Oh shoot. My face is obviously itching. I don't like it. What does that mean? All these noises, man. Sounds like my cell phone, you know, it's just constantly making noises. Let's get in here and look around. Okay. I like to hide behind things that are glowing. So I'm in the middle of this, trying to figure out where that stick of truth would be. Okay, someone just opened up a care package here. Then we got the balloon going left to right. Oh, that balloon up there is still moving around as well. You remember that last game where that stick of, I kept following the monster skeleton face? Wait. So there's two people on the other side of that wall right there. Let's see if this brings me up to full. Nope. Go, go. Come on. Oh, he rebooted! Son of a crap, man. Woo! Oh, no! Oh, I don't have one of those things. Okay, KG says, I'm only working a couple more months and then I'm done, so I will be a lot more active here on MFG channel. I need to tell my husband to comment more because he's always watching too. Is he? He's a silent viewer. He very rarely comments. Aw, cool. Dang! I ended up with some gold, gold, gold. Doug came back. Dang, good game. Oh, okay. I thought you said Doug for a second. I'm seeing things. All right, I think I'm going to take a break from here. Got to do the dog stuff. Wake everybody up to feed them. They're all knocked out. Thanks for watching and staying the whole time. You don't have to do that today. You know, I know you're busy. And there's a bunch of you out there. What's up, you guys? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. I'm thinking about you. Trying to get into a better mindset, and that's all we can do is just wish for a better mindset. Those of you guys who are praying for Nikki and MJ, they tried to take her off of everything today and it was a fail. Her body panicked, so they sedated MJ again and have her in that state of mind, and then they're going to try another time. But they did try to, I guess, take her off of a bunch of stuff today and it didn't go well, so God be with MJ. MP, are you saying you want a game later? And are you okay mentally today? What you up to right now? I gotta tell you, it is dang cold. It actually is 40 degrees outside right now, but earlier all day until just a little bit ago has been right at 30. This morning was freezing. I wasn't even up for the freezing, but it was so cold. I was like, OMG. But it's up to 40 right now outside, which is, you know, I don't know. I'm just talking too much right now. I'll give these guys, some of these doggies, some company right now for a little while. Love you guys. Thanks again for chiming in. If I don't game later tonight, I really don't know. You know, I don't know. I want to try to change my sleep schedule a little bit. And to do that, I've got to do things earlier. Really need to get my mindset back to editing. I just can't. I'm just not. I can, I'm just not. And Nikki told me, Dee Dee, the way she put it was like, just do whatever your body feels like doing. And that's right where I'm at. Like, there's people that wanted to get groomed, and it's really cold this weekend. Are you coughing? Oh, you are coughing it here. Are you okay? You okay, baby girl? Come on, baby girl. Come on, Saki. She's not wearing a cone head either, so like out of the blue, coughing with no cone head is also kind of like, whoa. MP says it's been 28 most of the day here. That's freaking cold, man. And if Doug can get out in the cold and go have dinner and lunch or brunch or whatever, then we can too, even though I'm not going to right now. But it doesn't mean I can't do something else. I just don't care. There's nothing else I care about right now. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't want to care about anything. I just want to get to a better place. Does that? But Nikki said, the only way, this is true, but what I feel like is the only way I can recover is, you know, if I can go through 5 years without a loss, then I could actually heal some of the loss. But I don't think, like, not right now, the record just got broken, right? So if it's been 2 years since someone passed, my mom, right? So my mom's 2 years anniversary. I need 5 years. I feel like my body needs what feels like, if 2 years wasn't enough, then I must need 3 or more, which I'm like, I must need 5 years to repair. So 5 years of not having to lose someone or an animal, right? But now that line starts over again because I just lost faith. And I don't know. You're not going to get better at it because you do it more often. You know, matter of fact, I feel like you get worse at it because you're like, here it is again. But I don't know that if you care for animals and take on animals, right? I don't know if you'll ever have 5 years to repair. Like, I don't know if I keep having animals, of all ages. I don't know that I'll ever get 5 years. How much more lifespan do I have? You know what I mean? So I better get better. I better get better at handling it. But with faith, I didn't do what I did with everyone else, which is I'm going to work through it. Meaning I'm going to physically go to work during the loss. This time, I was like, there's no amount of money yes, do I have bills to pay, but what I mean is there's no amount of money that's going to get me to go do something right now. Not at all. I don't really care. I don't care. Just don't care. Like, people are texting to get the grooms that I need to do, right? The work I need to do. I already told them, hey, I'm just tired of jerking you around on this. We'll do it there, but if it's too cold, any dog in my trailer is going to be freezing for the services. So I'm like, let's be realistic. But I think I told you guys this. I offered it to them, like, hey, you can come to my house where we're still going to groom in a cold garage. So I'm not going to bathe your dog, but at least the haircut's done. You don't have to worry about that. Not one person said they would come out and come to the garage, bro. If that don't tell you something, right? Because the garage is cold, but not as cold as a tin can. The inside of a tin can. So, can you believe that I know groomers that have no hot water in their vans? And they groom in these cold, frigid... If you don't ask, you don't know. If you don't ask, you don't know. Some of these groomers don't have cold water. I mean, hot water. At all. And I say that because I got a tour of one. And she literally said... she doesn't have a hot water heater on there. And it didn't dawn on me till later. I was like, okay, well, how does the winter work? Well, if you ever run out of hot water and you use cold water on a dog, some dogs scream and get mad. I've run out of water before, and I had to do what I needed to do to get through that scenario. But I'd rather say we can't do it than to run out of hot water. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that. Because when it is this cold and you put your hot water in, before you can get to your groom, sometimes the water's lukewarm already. And then by the end of the groom, it's just lukewarm, if not cool. And you don't want that. You know what I mean? But I'll never forget this groomer that she gave me a tour of her grooming van. It was like a horse. She's widely known. And it's something Pampered Paws. And what I think is crazy is that they don't have a hot water heater. It's a horse trailer. And I'm like, and she's still in business. I seen somebody say, hey, this is my groomer on Nextdoor. And I was like, okay, that lady's still in business. Because we were friends for a while. I don't really know why we became distant. I don't not like her. She used to invite me to stuff, and then she randomly stopped, and which is fine. I'm a loud person, and maybe if the other person is also loud, sometimes there's a clash, and so, like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. But I haven't seen that person over 10 years, but I saw that they're still in business. What I'm saying is, Dee what I'm saying is I can't believe that I can talk about groomers that absolutely don't have hot water. Like, none. And the difference is that they still book the grooms in the cold weather. And they don't tell the owner, hey, we don't have hot water and it's really cold. I know for a fact they don't do that. And so for me, I'm like, during the cold, I was like, hey, it's too cold. I mean, I know what the dog's going to be doing. They're being shivering, right? I'm like, no, it's too cold for that. And then it got cold. Like, this weekend's going to be cold. Well, I had people even writing me today, like, to get in for an appointment. And I was like, I'm doing something different than I did before. I'm not working through it this time around with faith, losing faith. I'm just like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a pain, like a pain in your heart, like, and you just, for me, I'm used to always working through everything, and I would say if I told my friend, it makes me feel like I'm being lazy. That's not it. It's something else. It's a different kind of, it's just, to me, all I can say is like grieving or mourning. You're trying to get back on your feet emotionally, and you just don't. There's just no amount of money that's worth changing where I'm at right now. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm saying this wrong, but I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm doing exactly what I feel like Nikki said, which makes sense to me, which is do what your body feels like doing. And don't stay there. I always tell myself, don't stay in that mindset, but do what your body feels like doing. If it's nothing, it's nothing. If you get off of gaming right now and you decide to pick up a picture and cry, then cry. If you feel like going for a walk, if you feel like bundling up, if you feel like sitting here, if you feel like feeding the dogs and just watching TV, like do exactly like what your body wants to do right now. Instead of fighting it and being like, I gotta make everyone happy, I gotta take these clients, I gotta do this groom, I gotta do this thing, I gotta clean this house, you can just do what your body feels like doing. And then I'm going to end it with this in case maybe I'm saying this for someone else out there, because you might be going through this later. You might be going through something now. But there's this friend of mine who's a military friend of mine. I've known him 30 years. And he told me about 3 years ago, two and a half years ago, he told me this, no, 3 years ago or more, he said, he's in therapy, and I actually looked up therapy. I went to a couple different therapists. There's a veteran therapist group that I can log into on Wednesday nights and join the feed and look at people physically. But none of these therapy sessions did anything for me. I go in there. It's not what I need. It's not the kind of therapy I need. I don't need to hear 100 other people's problems. I don't even know that I need to hear my own problems. But it wasn't for me. But something that he got out of his own therapy that he shared with me, because he goes on a weekly basis to his therapist. And just so you know, most people who get out of the military go through suicidal ideations when they get out of the military. No matter if they've been in for 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, 20 years, they go through that. So if you know somebody that is in the military and you are friends with them, as they get closer to getting out, you can plug me. I will definitely talk to somebody and get them mindset ready for getting out of the military. But when they get out, something shifts in our minds that they go through these thought processes. So just know that. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So if you know someone in the military and as they get ready to get out, it's about to be a bad day, you should shift your friendship. But my friend, he said a few years back, he was like, if, you're having these days, every day is hard, right? It's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to, I could not get out of bed with these dogs. But it doesn't mean some days I don't just crawl back into bed after I do my priorities. But he said this thing, and this thing is just do one thing. Because I'll tell you right now, if you're me and you're like, dude, I did one thing today. I got up, and so I have animals, so I can't do just one thing, right? So I'll be really proud of myself, be like, well, what did you do? I cooked scrambled egg for Saki for 3 days. I cooked turkey for Miracle. That'll last me a week. I cooked for myself because I had to cook broccoli for Miracle and Saki, so I cooked the broccoli. I'll share the broccoli. So wow, I already did I did way more than one thing. But if you just do one thing, I'm not saying do more than one thing. Don't get this wrong. I'm not saying plan to do one thing and do 20. No, I can't get out of doing 20, but if I just tell myself just do one thing and I look back at my schedule and as long as I've done one thing today, I'm good, right? Then I can do whatever else I want to do that day, which is go back to bed, sleep, rest, do nothing, read a book, lay around, cry, as long as I do one thing. And for Dee Dee, that one thing, today, there was no way I could not bathe Saki. I have to bathe her every 3 days, and sometimes I might make it to the 4th day, but I can see and smell her, even though she's getting better. something is still bothering her. And I'm like, what is it that makes your skin peel? What is it that makes you want to lick and lick and lick? And it's way better than it was 3 months ago, but it's still lingering. What is it? I don't know. She's missing like something, you know? Miracle, same thing. She's missing something. What is it that makes your eye flare up and your butt flare up and your foot flare up and you're licking everything? Same thing with Miracle. It's just the weirdest thing. Well, as long as you do one thing, like so today, all the things I did was way, way, way more than one thing. And I'm like, I did more than one thing. So when you are down on your luck, you're not feeling great, you're overwhelmed, do what your body feels like it needs to do. Like you don't have to overwhelm yourself and then just put in your head like my friend said, just do one thing. And before you know it, you'll be happy that you did. You'll be like celebrating the one thing you did, whatever that one thing is. So KG, I do agree. Especially after your surgery, I would like be on bed rest that day. I don't know if you can even have your surgery and stay in the hospital that 24 hours, but I would see if you could. That way you have the surgery and you like stay off your feet because if I remember right what you were saying was this so if you have a loss, it will be I could be wrong, forgive me if I'm wrong. It could be if you have a loss in this pregnancy, it could be your second or third or fourth pregnancy loss. So only you know the steps that you've taken before. And in those losses, what steps did you take, right? So if you had surgery and then you walked to a wheelchair and then the wheelchair took you to your car and you stood up and you got in the car and you got drove home and then you walked to bed and you laid down. I don't know. I don't know all those steps, but what I would say is analyze all those steps and really I would take it easy. I would like so take it easy until you get to certain something something some trimester something something until you get to some certain something something and because you don't want to have a fail. And then my heart is really going out to you. To if I hear about you losing another baby, I would be like, oh, I would be done. I would be so heartbroken and done with it. Like I don't, it, I don't know how to tell you, but on the receiving end, just hearing it, it would be like if you were on the outside and living it and you being in it, right? You can't see certain things, but on the outside, if you're looking in, sometimes it's like this is a sign, like this has been a sign, it's been a reason. So if this in this long haul, if this long haul doesn't come all the way through, I would just say like I would not want my friend to continue going through that pain. There was a friend of mine. I'll say this. This is kind of similar. I can't tell you what to do, but I would stop if I kept losing my babies. I would just stop. Like it's a loss as well to the child, right? It's a loss to the baby. The baby is being formed, and it's a loss to the baby as well. So you go through a loss, but the baby is a loss. But let's just say this, there was a friend of mine, I'll just keep, okay. There was a friend of mine that I knew from 11th grade. And we stayed friends off and on through life. We're still like, I know you, but I hardly hear from her. She hardly hears from me today. But there was a time, like she was married and she was dating and then, or married, dating a bunch of people, married, divorced, dating a bunch of people, and it was like really in shape, competed to be in shape, competed like Miss whoever of that state. And I knew about all that. I actually paid her to give me some training. It was the best shape of my life back in, I don't know the year, but it was the best shape of my life. I was working out like 2 times a day, and I was in great, great, great shape. And I remember her. She's a college educated, competed for the state, Mrs. State or whatever. And my point is that she wanted to have a baby, but she wasn't really, 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 really with someone. So, oh wait, she ended up getting remarried, trying to have a baby with that guy. He didn't want to have a baby. She ended up getting a divorce, dated somebody, and dating someone else, and then was like, she kept doing this thing like counting her age, like counting at certain age she's not going to be able to have a baby, and so she was in a hurry to do this, right? So this particular man she was dating, she he had a bunch of kids with other people already, and they were working out together and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, well, this is what happened. So then she started really, really wanting to have a baby with this guy, but he was like, I think he had a vasectomy already, or he couldn't, or whatever. But she was coming out to Dallas for insemination or something like that, out of like a state east of me. So they had to drive all the way out here. She had to go inside this clinic, and she had to go get these. And I remember the pain level would just, the pain level of these injections up inside of her or whatever, she would pass out. It would just like, she would pass out. That's how painful it was. She told me like how painful it was. And she was getting these, I don't know if she was getting, I don't know exactly, but it was to have a baby, okay? And sometimes she would drive all the way out here, and sometimes he would come, the guy she was dating, and sometimes he wouldn't. I believe, to where I would meet up with her and like have dinner, and sometimes I wouldn't because she wouldn't feel well or whatever. But we're talking months and months of this process that she was doing, and she went on to not be dating that guy. And she also went on to never get pregnant from that guy. From that, not that guy, he couldn't get her pregnant. That was the problem, is that she wanted to have a baby. She was dating this guy. He was supportive, and she was being inseminated. Maybe, I don't know. But it was really, really, really painful for her. All that pain, all that. If you were on the outside, like I was on the outside at the time, I was in my 30s, and she was also in her 30s, and going through this, trying to have this, like, just so obsessed with wanting to have a baby. So obsessed that she was doing these things to her body that would cause so much pain to her. That baby, if a baby were to have come fruitation from all that, do you not think the baby also knows everything? I think that's within their DNA. They have the feeling, and they know all these things happening to the mom, right? So she never gets a baby from all of that pain. Like, we're talking like probably 6 months of just this horrible pain, painful, time consuming, driving, wasting of all this time. She never got pregnant from that. And matter of fact, goes on to not even be dating this guy. And then she went on to have another relationship with someone else, and she gets pregnant. Just regular pregnant. And they're married now, I believe. They have their daughter, and as far as I know, they look good, right? They're, even if they're not good, they're raising their child. They live together. They're together. But when you're on the outside and you're looking in, for my friend, right, which I knew her since I was in 11th grade. When I look at my friend, I was like, are you sure this is what you want to be doing? Are you sure this is what you want to be doing? And for me, I wouldn't want my friend to keep doing that to her body. For me, I wouldn't want my friend to keep going through that. I know she really, really, really wants a baby. She doesn't have any babies. She doesn't have a 20-year-old. She doesn't have any babies. She wanted her one and only baby, right? And when you're on the outside, you're afraid to hurt your friend's feelings. When you're on the outside, you're afraid to speak what you see. Even if what you see is like, hey, you are losing your babies. You're constantly losing your babies. It's painful for the baby. It's painful for you. Would you want your sister to be doing that? And I'm not saying to do it or not do it, but to be on the outside is easier than to be living it. And sometimes when you're on the outside, if you could look at Dee Dee and say, hey, Dee Dee, I see from the outside in, maybe we should not do that right now. Maybe you should wrap it up, like that's good enough. Or maybe, it's easier on the outside. Like Nikki saying to me, because I wanted to know, Nikki, is this the end for Faith? Yes, Dee Dee, this is the end for Faith. I said, I'm not ready. And she goes, I know you're not ready. So some things are painful to know the truth on the outside when someone's actually being honest and saying, hey, this looks painful for you. This looks really hard. And every time you lose a baby, it's even harder. It doesn't get easier just because it's like the same. It's like you're going to have all these cremated remains because you're trying so hard. It's okay to not have to go through that. And sometimes we have to check our obsession and be like, whoa, like, take care of you. This is this really could put you in overdrive depression if it doesn't come to pass. So we will go on to pray for you. Everyone here has prayed for you during your pregnancies and what could happen during that, but I would hate to see you go through the loss again and again and again. And I don't mean any negative intention. I just mean that I'm not living your story. And sometimes hearing someone else's perspective might give you an idea of what it might look like within when you're living it. um, I'm sure you are, but I would be so grateful. You have a 21-year-old daughter, right? Who has been there 100% of the time. She's alive, well, happy, I hope, and this is a blessing that you have her, you know what I mean? So if this pregnancy doesn't come to pass and there's so much pain and heartache, I would not want to keep seeing you go through that. So in this situation, because you said you're definitely 7 weeks, I would be like, stop everything to focus on that. Otherwise, you may go through a loss, and I know we all would not want to hear that for you. So KG says, yes, I'd have to be hospitalized for 48 hours after, and then I'd be very limited on activity after that. I won't be able to lift more than 8 pounds. Right, great, great, great. The goal is to make it to viability week every week. After that is a win. Great. So see what I'm saying? You know more about the logistics, but as soon as you're like, I'm gonna work for 3 more weeks. No, man. No, it's right now. It's you should everything should not, just like with faith. Nothing else should matter from right now forward. Nothing else. Like it should all stop. All of it. Um, I understand my feelings are God is in complete control. I think of the story of Hannah in the book of 1 Samuel. Okay, I don't know that story. Let me go see about. Oh, Hannah pours out her. There once was a man who lived in Ramathaim. He was descended from the old Zuf family, and might be very long. His name was Elkanah. He was connected with the Zufs from Ephraim. Ephraim. Okay, let me skim. Okay, her husband Elkanah said, "Oh Hannah, why are you crying? Why aren't you eating? Hold on. And why are you so upset? Am I not of more worth to you than 10 sons?" So Hannah ate, then she pulled herself together, slipped away quietly, and entered the sanctuary. The priest Eli was on duty at the entrance to God's temple in the customary seat. Crushed in soul, Hannah prayed to God and cried inconsolably. Then she made a vow. "O God of the angel armies, if you'll take a good, hard look at my pain, if you'll quit neglecting me and go into action for me by giving me a son, I'll give him completely, unreservedly to you. I'll set him apart for a life of holy disciple." It so happened that as she continued in prayer before God, Eli was watching her closely. Hannah was praying in her heart silently. Her lips moved, but no sound was heard. Eli jumped to the conclusion that she was drunk. He approached her and said, "You're drunk. How long do you plan to keep this up? Sober up, woman." Hannah said, "Oh, no, sir. Please, I'm a woman broken-hearted. I haven't been drinking, not a drop of wine or beer. The only thing I've been pouring out is my heart, pouring it out to God. Don't for a minute think I'm a bad woman. It's because I'm so desperately unhappy and in such pain that I've stayed here so long." Eli answered her, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel give you what you asked of him." "Think well of me and pray for me," she said, and went her way. She ate heartily, her face radiant. Up before dawn, they worshipped God and returned home to Ramah. Elkanah slept with Hannah, his wife, and God began making the necessary arrangements in a response to what she had asked. Oh, before the year was out, Hannah had conceived and given birth to a son. She named him Samuel, explaining, I asked God for him. When Elkanah next took his family on their annual trip to Shiloh to worship God, offering sacrifice and keeping his vow, Hannah didn't go. She told her husband, after the child is weaned, I'll bring him myself and present him before God, and that's where he'll stay for good. Elkanah said to the wife, do what you think is best. Stay home until you have weaned him. Yes, let God complete what he has begun. So she did. She stayed home and nursed her son until she had weaned him. Then she took him up to Shiloh, bringing also the makings of a generous sacrificial meal, a prize bull, flour, and wine. The child was so young to be sent off. They first butchered the bull, then brought the child to Eli. Hannah said, excuse me, sir, would you believe that I'm the very woman who was standing before you at this very spot, praying to God? I prayed for this child, and God gave me what I asked for, and now I have dedicated him to God. He's dedicated to God for life. Then and there they worshipped God. Okay, well, this will be an interesting situation, Miss KG. I understand. My feelings are God is in complete control. I think of the story, Hannah. Okay, so I get the idea, but my heart still would go out to you if anything were to happen. So, God willing, you have a very strong bond this time, and your body is stronger. And I hope to see this come to pass. We're like, I don't know the weeks and how they work, the viability week. I don't know how that stuff works, but I do hope and pray that this will come to pass for you. Amen. All right, so I guess I'll let you guys go after another hour of talking. But thank you for being out there. Appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. If I see you again, it will be fun. Okay.